Folks, the 2026 Game of Tiles tournament from Kingston, Ontario featured a unique and innovative new format in its 8-player elite division, which featured players like World Scrabble Champion Adam Logan and 2024 North American Champion Josh Castellano. Adam and Josh fought their way through the star-studded bracket to reach the finals, and in Game 2 of that match, they played an absolutely riveting game, though you wouldn't guess it from the final scoreline. Adam goes first in the game, and although he has the 48-point Zoias available, it would leave the clunky CW combination for next turn, so he wisely elects to play Waz instead, leaving the much more balanced CEOS and keeping the board much tighter. With a variety of similar options available, Josh responds with Docu for 23, setting up his H nicely, but Adam has the 7-letter Rosacea available to answer for 84 points. However, this positioning creates an easy scoring spot for tiles like the H, which Josh may be likelier to have after his last move, so Adam sacrifices 6 points to play the word here instead. In Josh's next position, most players would play something like Fib for 25 to score decently and use at least one B, but Josh flexes his excellent word knowledge and plays by far his top choice of Nebbish for 32, scoring better and cleaning up almost all of the clunk from his rack in one move. Adam draws nicely balanced tiles with the exception of the Q, but he's still able to shed it with Kormas for 36. Leaving the S off of this would cost him 19 points on the scoreboard, but saving the S here can not only yield more bingos next turn, but also strong scoring plays such as Guest for 57 points, hooking Kormas with just a T draw, making it well worth consideration. Still, Adam's choice is perfectly defensible, and it puts Josh at a steeper deficit holding terrible tiles. The only play worth putting on the board here is Dur hooking Zoe, scoring 22 points. Even this move keeps 4 consonants, including the ugly FV combination, and the computer engine approves of Josh's choice to exchange tiles instead. However, in this particular situation, Dur would have blocked Adam's only spot for his 7-letter bingo of Anlogen for 73 points. Now facing an even steeper deficit after drawing more consonants after his exchange, Josh makes a smart play of Craft for 24 to use up 4 consonants, save his lone vowel, and open multiple dangerous lines on the board. Meanwhile, after his bingo, Adam draws the first blank, but a clunky mixture of mostly consonants alongside it. A play like Frugal seems called for here, but Adam makes an extremely impressive find of his only available bingo, the obscure Fulgural for 72, widening his lead even further while also blocking Josh's newly opened triple line. This move comes just in time to block Josh's potential triple-triple of Iterated for 131 points, which would have gone a long way to getting him right back in this game. After Adam's bingo, Josh's top scoring move is the extremely stylish Reisted for 89 points with a slew of overlaps. This move also continues to open dangerous threats on the board that Josh will need to continue his comeback. However, while he may not have spotted this option, he makes a wise choice of Erudite for 71, his second highest scoring bingo. This move also opens more dangerous space on the board that Adam will be forced to address. Adam draws the X and doesn't really have great plays blocking the open E. Something like Nyx would be a standard block here, preventing Josh's potential triple-triples. Nitrox through the R scores significantly better and also mostly blocks the open E, but it gives back a similarly dangerous triple lane at the top of the board through the N. Just Chin at the bottom of the board could be okay here, saving the valuable X for later and undoubling Adam's Eyes, and Onyx is a fun way to score a solid number of points. However, Adam makes an absolutely masterful find in this position. Liney for only 23 points, forming the archaic adjective Oni. This is a brilliant setup of his X that is nearly impossible to block, essentially guaranteeing him an 80-point follow-up play on his next turn. Even if Josh miraculously draws into a triple-triple, he'll be hard-pressed to score enough to keep up with Adam's X-bombs next turn. Computer simulation loves Adam's unconventional and elegant choice, and Josh's reaction suggests that he immediately appreciated the threat of Adam's setup as well.
This is so sick.
And Josh knows what's going on. He's nodding. He kind of had a big exhale of breath.
Josh can attempt to block the spot by playing Poe, but this is ineffective as it still yields Pox for a huge score. Standard options here like Wive close off the dangerous triple-triple threat that Josh needs to keep his chances alive here. So he cleverly decides to fight fire with fire and play Wipe at the bottom of the board. If he can draw an N or an S to hook Chi and play a heavy overlapping bingo, he could score well over 100 points in that spot, which would more than outweigh Adam's X plays after cashing in Onyx. Without either an N or an S on his rack, Adam is powerless to effectively address Josh's new spot, but he can simply move forward and cash in one of his two 88-point X-bombs. Oxlip may be slightly preferred here to shed his eye, with several more coming in the unseen pool, but Pox is just about as good, and Adam goes with that option here. Still, if Josh draws a triple-triple or a giant overlapping play on the bottom row, he'll be right back in this game despite currently trailing by well over 200 points. Instead, he whiffs on the two remaining N's and S's, and his standard option here appears to be Voyage for 57, leaving all of the biggest threats on the board open. But perhaps overlooking the Rev hook, he plays the word Here instead for a lower score. Regardless of which option Josh picks, Adam will answer in the same way, with a bingo of Nitrile for 79, putting the game effectively out of reach. And Josh's draw adds insult to injury here with 3 eyes. Still, he makes by far his best play of the obscure Oidium for 36, after which Adam draws the two remaining S's and simply plunks one down here by itself for a whopping 60 points. Josh's rough draws continue, and he holds on to his lone consonant with a rear for 18, and with no potential triple-triples remaining through the E with these unseen tiles, Adam simply plays his top equity move of Hut for 29, after which Josh draws 2 more consonants and bingos out with Duration for 72, adding 34 more points from Adam's unplayed tiles, to reach a final score of Adam 573, Josh 368.
That was a great setup. That's why you're the world champion.
Despite the lopsided outcome, this was a really entertaining game between two fantastic players, and Josh did well to rebound from the big loss with several more wins in the match to force a decisive Game 7, which Adam eventually won to come out on top in this extremely difficult field. You can watch this full match as well as many other exciting games from the Game of Tiles live stream over at Let's Play Scrabble's YouTube channel, which I highly recommend following if you are at all interested in live Scrabble streaming. Congratulations to Adam Logan on adding King in the North to his list of titles along with World Scrabble Champion, and as always, thank you so much for watching.